Hey guys, what's up? It's Drunken Phoenix here. Welcome back to my channel. So I got here another reaction video I'm going to do for the cost of living epidemic because this shit is like crazy right now. I want to also say thank you guys so much for your support on my last cost of living video reaction. I was not expecting it to get that many views, and I'm glad that it did. Obviously, I mean, I know I'm a little funny or whatever. I think at least I've been told I was funny, but whatever. Whether you guys think I'm funny or not, thank you guys so much for your support. So I'm going to go ahead and start my reaction. So let's start.
Is how expensive going out has gotten, and the fact that Gen Z is like, we're just not doing it anymore. We're not doing it because I would say, at least in the city that I'm in, it costs at least $100 to $150 if you want to have a night out with your friends. The average drink where I'm at is like $20 to $25 once you put tip in there. So if you're having 4 or 5 drinks, that's well over $100. And then God forbid you're calling an Uber. God forbid you're calling an Uber there and back. I don't know how you're going to financially recover from that. And it's just crazy because the other thing I'm seeing is the pre. I have never pre'd more in my life than these past.
Okay, so I chose this video because for one, I go out like every weekend to like clubs and like venues and stuff. Mostly like rave venues. Like I like to rave. Like raving is like one of my passions. So this video really touched home to me because I feel like I can offer some advice for this. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be like really good. But yeah, so when it comes to like raving, like I don't know, I get so excited. Like, okay, so for this year, I've been to Ultra, I've been to EDC Vegas, I got 3 points next month, I got EDC Orlando November, and like a lot of local rave events. But I think as a going out veteran, I think one of the things, a big tip I can give you guys to save money is to pregame. The drinks at the clubs are like super expensive. It's like I remember one time I spent like $30 just for a shot of tequila. I was kicking myself at the end of that. So yes, definitely pregame. Like I feel like that's a given, and I think honestly sometimes the pregame is more fun than the actual. I mean, in a different way. The pregame could be more fun sometimes than the actual going out. I mean, it's so hard because I love the music so much. But yeah, pregame. If you have to get a drink, so I'm one of those people, like when I get to a club, I have to get a drink when I get there because I don't know why. I feel like once I like get to the venue, like the drinks kind of sober. I feel a little bit more sober once I get there. So I have to have me like at least 1 or 2 drinks to get back in the groove of things. But just do a very cheap drink like a neutral, that's like a seltzer, or a high noon. I'm kind of embarrassed because I used to always call high moon. I thought that was the name of it, but it's high noon. Get those. Those are usually like $8. Definitely under $10, at least for your average club venue. Now, if you go to like a music festival, it could be, maybe in the teens, but those typically are very cheap drinks, and they won't. I think another great thing is that they don't have as much alcohol as just like, a shot of tequila or something, because, a shot, it'll help you ease in because you don't want to have a really bad hangover the next day from drinking too much. So I feel like those seltzers really kind of help you balance things and fill things out. So yeah, you definitely want to pregame. If you do get a drink at the venue, get like a seltzer or something cheap. Also for like transportation, go with friends. Try to split the ride. That's obvious. And I would also say, make sure whenever you go somewhere, make sure you can afford the ticket. My rule is, like, well, I guess not my rule, but for people that are, I guess, like, she looks like she's college age, and I know in college you're a lot more frugal. Like, if you can't pay for the ticket to the venue or to the music festival twice and like be okay with it, then maybe you shouldn't go. Like, if paying, like, if you bought 2 tickets and that would just like make you feel like, oh my god, don't go. So I guess that's like my weird way of saying go to where you can afford to go. So that's my little thing. Let's get back to the video.
Past few months, and that is including when I went to university 6, 7 years ago. No one is going out these days unless we're preying at someone's house. It's literally just not happening. I'm not going out unless I'm going to my friend's place, having 99% of the night there, to be honest, and then sneaking out for 1 or 2 cheeky drinks at the end of the night. And you know what the sad part is too? Nowhere is busy. That's the crazy part. It's like you go to these places that are
I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the part where I got kind of mad at the video because I'm like, I understand that she says that no club is busy, and I don't know where she lives at. So I live in Florida, which is like a really big party nightlife state, but you guys are going to the wrong places because I heard this so many times where people say, "Oh, clubs or bars are like a thing of the past. The younger generation don't want to go anymore." You guys really need to go to the EDM clubs or the Latin clubs if like Latin clubs are like a big thing in your state. So here in Florida, it's like really big, but the EDM clubs are like great. Like I'm such a house head, so and people care about just dancing and having fun there. It's not all about just it's not just about looking like you're fly or looking cute or just trying to take the picture for the gram. Like people are actually having fun, and I really wish people would explore that more. But yeah, back to this video.
charging $20 to $25 a drink. Every single one of my like top 10 favorite bars, favorite clubs, favorite restaurants that I've gone to in the city that I'm in the past few months has not been nearly close to jam packed. Not what I remembered it on like a Tuesday night 5 years ago. And it's just crazy because we keep seeing all these articles about Gen Z being the most sober generation. It has nothing to do with us being good people. I ask any of my friends, we're not going out because we're in relationships. We're not going out because we're getting older. We're just not going out because we don't want to spend $500 and take out a line of credit to go out.
Has anyone noticed that it's literally becoming impossible to live a normal life because of the inflation that's going on? Literally, our rent payment used to be $800, 2 bedroom, 2 full bath. $1,400. $1,400. $1,400 is what we pay now. Used to be $800 just a few years ago, and now it's $1,400. Go figure.
That is so crazy. So prior to I own my home now. I have a townhome, but prior to that, and one of the reasons why I wanted to buy it was because like I saw firsthand how high rent can go up. So when I first got my very first job outside of college or whatever, the rent at my first apartment it was right under 1,000. Like it was like officially like 950 or 900 something, and then the year after that it went up a little bit to 999, which wasn't bad. But the year after that, that shit went up to $1,300, over $1,300. So that was like a $300 increase in just a matter of a year. And I was like, this shit is crazy. And it's like, what, I don't know, I guess my thing is, what would keep them from going up even more? You know, that's crazy to me. I mean, this guy just has $1,400. That's actually not that bad in this economy from what I'm hearing about rent prices right now. But
My auto insurance gone up 28%. Again, go figure. Inflation. Don't let me forget to mention electric bill, $300. For what? For what? It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Now the icing on the cake, I feel like I go to the grocery store. Okay, I go to Kroger. I feel like I go in there with $100 and I come out with a gallon of milk and 2 pieces
yeah,
of
groceries
toast.
has definitely
And
got
not even
very
the good pieces
expensive
of
these
toast.
days.
You know, like the end pieces. That's what I come out with. It is dumb what is going on. How has inflation affected you guys? Because again, the rent used to be $800, now it's $1,400. $300 electric bill. Like seriously, guys, like this is stupid. This is what's been going on in America. Inflation.
I just got my new lease agreement because my lease ends next month and freaking out a little bit. Every single year, my rent has gone up by $100. I live by myself. I pay the entirety of the rent on my own. My new rent starting next month is $1,200. $1,200. For one, I don't know how I've even been paying $1,100 for the past month. I don't know.
Okay, not to sound rich here or whatever. But I'm really curious to know where this lady lives at, because $1,200 for rent is not bad. Like I don't like, maybe she lives in a cheaper state, but $1,200 is not a bad price to pay. And she said before it was just $1,100, so even the increase is pretty incremental. So yeah, she has it pretty good, and she looks, based on how she's dressed, she looks like she might be a nurse, maybe. So I'm sure she gets a decent amount of money. I mean, I get it though. When your rent goes up, it sucks. So
I don't know how I've been doing it, but I've been doing it barely. To divulge some extra information that I probably should not divulge, I get paid every week. And for 2 weeks, I can't touch my paycheck, not even $1, because those 2 paychecks have to go to rent. I essentially don't have any money for 3 weeks most of the time during the month. And that just repeats month after month after month. So I'm not sure about what we're gonna do going forward. Luckily it's my birthday next week, and I am going to get a chunk of change that I will be holding on to for dear life. But this is like a big reason why I wanted to be a part of the Creator Fund, because obviously I cannot afford the cost of living, and I need to get my dog a behaviorist, which I also cannot afford. I need to pay off my...
okay, I think this is why this lady is pinching pennies, and I think this is why $1,200 of rent is expensive to her, because she's one of those people that gets a dog behaviorist. I don't even know what that is. I guess it's a dog trainer. Like, is that like a normal expense that people buy? Like, I'm not a dog person, okay? And I mean, my family back home has dogs, but yeah, that was never anything. We never had a dog behaviorist. I'm curious to know in the comment section, what is that? Is that like a dog trainer, or what's so special? And how much does that cost? Because that was wild to me, actually.
credit cards, which I cannot afford to do. They have been closed for 3 years. I have been paying them off for 3 years. And I did try looking into like getting a part-time job, but I simply do not have time on top of my full-time job and having a dog that, I need to be home for. So if y'all know any way to make extra money that isn't, OF or something of that sort, and isn't something that I need to leave the house for because I have my dog, let me fucking know. Let me fucking know. I'm poorer today than I was yesterday, and I'm just gonna keep getting more and more poor, so.
She is not the only millennial doing this.
Move to a secondary city. Do it now. I lived in LA and I lived in New York for 10 years. It was great. It did what it needed to do for my hustle and my grind. When you hit 30, move to a secondary city. Literally do it. You'll save money. You'll have a more comfortable lifestyle. Your body will thank you because we're getting up there. We need a little bit more space, a little bit more air to breathe, some trees. Look into secondary cities, people.
There's a wave of young people leaving big cities, and Bank of America actually did a survey to see which of those cities they are. These cities include Los Angeles, where the average home sale price is $1 million, and the average rent is $3,200. Groceries, which matter, are 11% higher than the national average. Next, there's Boston, where the average home price is $830,000. The average rent, which actually shocked me, is $37,000. That's a lot. And grocery prices were also 11% higher than the national average. San Jose, which is pretty close to Silicon Valley, is another city young people are leaving. The average cost of a home is $1.4 million. And rent is about $2,700. Groceries, and this shocked me, is 21% higher than the national average. You are really paying a lot for that avocado. New York, which we all know is very expensive, is losing young people. The average home price is $1.2 million. The average rent is over $4,600. And grocery prices are 30% higher here than the national average. This is actually one of the reasons why I literally buy fruit from the street. And
that you New Yorkers, I don't know how you all do that. So, for my own personal experience, one of my jobs I've had in the past was based in New York, but I lived in Florida still. But I would travel to New York every so often for like certain meetings or like special events, and it was I like New York. New York is nice, and I would always go with the positive attitude. Like I can't wait to get that perfect Instagram photo. I can't wait to go to this restaurant or go here or see this, monument or whatever. I would always be in such a great mood, and by the time it was time to go, I was like the most pissiest. Well, I don't know if that's the right word. The most grumpiest person ever. I don't know why I said pissiest. I did not pee myself, but I was like just the most grumpiest person. Like, just get the fuck out of here, because the city, literally, it's just so expensive. It gets ridiculous. Like, and that's just for me, just like having to spend so much money just for the public transportation. Like on the surface, it doesn't seem that high, but like that crap adds up over time. And then the food is like really overpriced. Then it's just the whole lifestyle of having to walk everywhere you need, which is pretty nice, but it gets kind of old, especially when I was like shopping for like groceries from the store or something for like my Airbnb. It's just like sometimes I just want to be just in my car by myself, and I cannot imagine paying over $4,000 for an apartment there, for a shoebox apartment. So I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, there's like 20 million of you people there. So I guess, a lot of people love it there. And as much as I love it, I could never live there because it's just too high. And if I don't have money, I'm not having fun. And life should be about having fun, right? Even if I was rich, like even if I was like a multimillionaire, I still don't think I would live there, just because, I mean, it might be possible, but I don't think so though, because just the taxes alone, and just, yeah, I don't think so.
Then there's San Francisco, which has an average home price of $1.3 million. And the average apartment rent is a little over $3,600. And groceries, just like New York, are 30% higher than the national average. A part of me hopes that there's a massive exodus of young people leaving these big cities, because I think if cities get desperate enough for young people, for talent, that they will have to address these economic inequalities. What do you think?
I think that's wishful thinking.
Oh, hell yes, it's money time, baby. I love obtaining legal tender in exchange for my labor. Oh, rent. That's right. I mean, that really does hurt the old spirit, but I do need to live, so that's fine. I'm glad I at least have some money left. What? Oh, that's right. I also need to buy other things. Well, this really sucks, but, at least there's like something left here. Oh no. I totally forgot about that. I mean, do I even like this person $800 worth? I guess I do. Well, I'm losing money, but at least I'm investing in my relationships, right? Oh, dear God. I mean, do I even love my nephew? Like, what has he ever even done for me? All right, fine.
Okay, so I thought this was funny because everybody has different love languages and stuff, and I think one of the ways that I like to express my appreciation for people, like my friends, family, was through gifts. Like I love being a gift giver, and that was like my thing. But at some point I realized it seems like someone has a birthday every fucking day, it seems, or there's always some fucking holiday, or it's just, so gift giving is not my love language anymore for anybody. So yeah.
Fine, I'll get him something, but that's the end of my spending for the month. Oh, damn it. Well, what would my mom even want? She doesn't want her son to be broke, so maybe I don't have to get her anything, right? Fine, I'll get her something. But I'll still have at least my $15 left. Great. This is great. Okay? Well, at least I have $1 left, so maybe I can toss it in the S&P 500. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Do I even need lights?
Now I know y'all see what I'm seeing right now in this photo. What's wrong with this photo? What's wrong with this photo? I'm sorry, the inflation, food in general, high costs, all that. 2 bags of chips, two big bags of chips should not be costing no damn $10. Almost $10. Like, this is crazy. I know other places probably is like way worse than this, but where I'm at, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I've been talking about this for a long time, but I'm just like, man, every time I go to the store, these prices just get higher and higher every time I run into a damn store. Like, what is really going on? I remember those, like, that same size bag of chips, like, literally used to be like three something. Now they're almost like $5 for like one bag almost. Basically, they are $5 basically. I'm like, nobody should have to be spending that much on some chips. They're chips. Now, there's this one TikToker I follow. He has been talking about, he comes on every day talking about, how things have been increasing and how people aren't buying things because of inflation. And one thing in particular he usually talks about is like store-bought items. Like, I know recently he talked about, I think he said like candy bars, candy in general, snack items. People aren't going out shopping, buying that stuff anymore because it's just too costly. And it's just like these companies, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Like, look at this photo. This bag is $5. Like, this is crazy. It's stupid. Like, almost nearly $6 basically. Almost, But I'm just like, Funyuns, onion ring, chips, almost, or $5. And it doesn't help too that it's just nothing but air in them bags. Like, this is air and 2 pieces of chips. Like, the quality of stuff is just getting, the quality and quantity is just lowering. But just the cost of everything else is just going up. It's just not adding up anymore. Like, Funyuns, this is not a fun time for anybody, money-wise. Just saying.
Okay, so for this video, I wanted to give my what I do for this. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I literally, right before recording this video, I was at the gas station. I got some Funyuns. They were not $5.25 though, but this is something I started back like 5 years ago for my chip situation. So I personally think that popcorn is a great replacement for chips. I think it could be slightly healthier than chips as well. And if you like popcorn, especially the kind like that tastes like movie theater popcorn, go to Publix. Now I realize Publix is like a regional grocery store, but if you are in the South, or if, I know it's like based in Florida, so if you're in Florida or somewhere else in the South where there's a Publix, they have these big old bags of popcorn. They are so delicious, and they're only like $2, under $3, maybe like two and some change. But yeah, that would be my advice for your little snacks. I guess that's something that I do to help save money. If you don't like popcorn, then I don't know what to tell you, pal. But that's all I have for today. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.